Michael, hello. How you
Dan,
doing?
hello. I'm doing great, man.
Good. Excellent. Good to hear it on this on Sunday morning for you, Sunday afternoon for me.
Yep.
How you feeling about your dicey discussion today?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm really excited. And I've been telling you in emails and before this, I think that your channel's awesome, and I'm really happy to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Thanks,
I'm
man.
good.
Thank
I'm
you.
ready to go.
So, as you've probably seen before, it's 100 questions. I'll ask you to roll a D100. Do you have your dice ready?
I have a primary
Excellent.
pair, and I have a backup pair in case I don't like how these are rolling. So
Excellent. So, as mentioned, there will be 100 questions. 50 of them are TTRPG, D&D, the hobby related. 50 are completely random, so you might not get any to do with the hobby. I hope you're okay with that, Michael. I hope that's all right with you.
I think I'll manage.
So, as you've seen, we like to do things fast on this channel, so it'll be half an hour. I have a timer. Are you ready, Michael?
I was born ready, Dan.
Excellent. Right, the timer starts now.
All right. My first roll is a 93.
93. Rolling high to start with. Right.
Do I get the bingo call signs? Oh no, I guess this one wouldn't have one because it's above 90. So
That's it.
yeah.
You know. So, 93. What's a D&D player cliche that is actually true?
A D&D player cliche that is actually true. Man, that's a great question, and I think people love to snack when they play D&D. I think that's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
player. I think that people talk, I think people disparage beer and pretzel games
Yeah,
for whatever reason, but I love beer, I love pretzels, and I don't think that drinking beer and pretzels during your game somehow makes it lesser than or means that you're taking it less seriously. Yeah, I think you can have any sort of level of engagement when drinking or eating whatever food or beverages you want to,
yeah, yeah.
even if you're a little tipsy.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I can attest to that. Excellent. Right, let's get another roll in, Michael. Let's do this.
All right, and roll number 2 is a 26.
26. Pick and mix. This isn't the first time this has come up. Are you familiar with pick and mix? Do you know what pick and mix is?
Only because I lived in New Zealand for a few years, so I'm familiar with pick and mix.
Oh,
Yeah.
you do know pick and mix. Excellent. I hate pick and mix, but there we go. So the question is, will robots take over the world?
I don't think robots will take over the world in a Terminator sense of
Right.
the robots, but certainly the way we're going, it looks like AI is going to have an uncomfortable amount of control over things
Yeah.
that at least I'm comfortable with, especially in the creative industry. We're having to
Absolutely.
push back as creatives so much against AI generated art and AI generated writing. And certainly there are places for AI as a tool, but at the end of the day, we really need people to be driving decisions both in art, in the TTRPG industry, in I don't know, when we shoot nuclear missiles at one another, which who knows what we're going to be
Yeah.
using AI for next, because there does seem to
Absolutely.
be so much so much trust placed in it already. You see, school districts in the U.S. are using it in weird ways. You see that governments are using it in weird ways already, and it is a bit scary. It's a bit
Yeah.
scary.
It is a bit
Yeah,
freaky, isn't it? Yeah. I
yeah.
definitely wouldn't trust AI to be in charge of nuclear weapons, but then again, I don't trust a lot of politicians to be in charge of nuclear weapons either. So
That's
there
fair.
you
I
go.
mean, you're right. Could AI be an upgrade? Maybe.
It might
Yeah,
be, yeah,
maybe.
yeah. Judging by who runs the world at the moment, maybe. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's get another roll in.
Sweet. That is going. Oh, that's 100.
That's
10.
100.
That's 100.
Oh, okay. Number 100. What's the worst day of the week? What is the worst day of the week?
This is going to be a pretty common answer, I think. But Mondays.
Mondays.
I'm siding with Garfield on this one.
Yeah,
Just having to get back into the work week
yeah,
when I could be hanging out, could be watching movies, could be playing D&D.
absolutely.
But then again, I play D&D on Tuesdays with buddies, so it's only one week
See?
before D&D. So
That's it. See, my games are Monday, so Mondays are all right for me. I'd go with Tuesday. So let's get another roll.
All right, rapid fire here. 77.
77. Number 77. Let's see what the bingo call for that is. Sunset Strip. Is that because the road is 77? I've got no idea.
Yeah, I feel like there's some sort of a nightclub or something named 77, maybe. I don't know.
Might be. Okay, so the question is: are there too many D&D YouTube channels?
No, because D&D is more popular now than it's ever been, and it's only getting more popular. You know, if you asked a sports fan, are there too many sports channels on YouTube? Well, they would say no. They're always finding new stuff. You know, you're bringing something new to this community with your channel. I hope that I'm bringing something new to the community with my channel, and I think that there's a ton more room for diverse voices within the community. Right now, I think that the TTRPG sphere and scene is growing in new and interesting ways as people expand beyond D&D. And, you know, I'm using D&D in the generic term that encompasses all role-playing games.
Yeah, sure.
And I think there's plenty more room out there for people to come in and talk about, you know, whether it's 5e, whether it's OSR games, whether it's indie games that aren't fantasy at all. There are so many crazy creative people out there making games, and there's even more people out there that can have a voice to talk about them, and I want to watch them all and give them all a chance to see what's going on. You know, it really, part of my research when I started my own YouTube channel, I should say, you know, my channel is Night Noon Games. You know, gotta plug myself a little bit there.
Yeah.
My channel is Night Noon Games, and when I went through the process of developing the channel and thinking, what am I going to make it about? What is my focus going to be? I watched a ton of other YouTube creators, and this was on the advice of Matt Colville, who watched a video of his years ago that said, if you want to start a YouTube, start watching stuff on YouTube so you know about the editing and, you know, get a feel for, you know, the cadences, and you get a feel for the camera work and all that stuff. And, you know, I haven't found an end to the D&D stuff on YouTube that I found useful. So if someone out there is considering making their own YouTube channel, just do it. That's what I would say.
Just do it. Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree with you. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? Is that there's so much out there, and I just keep falling into new stuff. Just a whole rabbit hole of, I'll spend evenings and early hours of the morning just going through so many different things. A bit of an addiction, really.
Yeah,
absolutely. Right, let's get another roll in, Michael. Let's do it.
All right, here, 44.
Right, number 44. What is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve. Jeez, is this a D&D pet peeve? I guess these are the non-D&D questions, aren't they?
It can be anything you like. Absolutely. You can relate it back to the hobby. It can just be, people...
I think it's got to be when people don't use their turn indicator when they're switching lanes, right? Is it the best? I think that's it.
That annoys you the most. Okay. No,
I think so.
That's
pretty
fine.
annoying.
I mean, it is annoying and dangerous. Very dangerous, if you ask me.
Yeah. Safety tip, kids: use your blinkers.
Use your indicators.
Yeah.
For you in the UK, indicators, use them. Don't forget. Excellent. Right, let's do another roll.
12.
Number 12. We missed the... Oh, I know what 12's going to be for the bingo card. I don't even need to look. Any guesses on 12?
12. No, I have no guesses.
1 dozen. Dozens come up a lot in UK bingo calls. It seems to be a trend.
These are UK bingo calls? These aren't universal bingo calls?
These aren't. No. I think there is some crossover, but having used Wikipedia and had a little look, yes, there are UK and US bingo calls.
So boy.
There you go. So number 12. If offered the chance to live on Mars for 1 year, would you take it?
If I'm with other people, I think so.
Okay.
I think so. You know, if I could, that's a lot of D&D time.
That is a lot of D&D time,
to just
it?
like a lot of downtime, you know. you're probably don't have access to the internet at speeds that you are used to. So it's a lot of time playing Shadow Dark, rolling dice, coming up with
Yeah,
stories, and
yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, all that good stuff.
Okay, so with people, absolutely fine, but on your own, nah.
I mean, there's some good solo RPGs out there too.
I was just about to say that.
And that's something I do on my channel too. Is I've been
Yeah,
playing a little bit solo to develop a campaign that I'm writing for Shadow Dark, so
yeah,
or a campaign setting rather. So I would say that yeah, I guess even by myself, I could
yeah.
try it, especially if it's something like you get $5 million for it, which I hope would be the part of the deal too,
I
or at
mean,
least
it's not in the question, but I'm sure something could be sorted out.
oh, absolutely.
Good answer. So let's get another roll. Let's do it.
Oh yes, of course. This is a 29.
29. Rise and Shine 29. If you have to pick, do you prefer combat or story sessions?
I can't pick. But I guess
Oh,
if I have to,
what?
but I guess if I have to
You
pick,
have to. You have
man,
to.
I don't. It depends on. They each have their own place in the broader story arc to me,
Yeah.
and it also depends on what system you're playing, what game you're playing. For instance, at Gary Con, which we were talking about before we started recording here, I played this game called Wander Home, which is by this creator called Jay Dragon, and it no dice rolls. It's all storytelling, and the three players and I, and along with the story master, I don't know what they
Yeah.
call it, but just created this incredible story together, with a few writing prompts and things like that, and it was really touching, and it was something that you, I was talking to someone else at GaryCon, and they said, "Oh, why are you playing anything that isn't Shadow Dark?" And I said, "Well, I feel like I'm playing all these non-Shadow Dark, these non-D&D games because it's only going to help me be a DM. It's going to only help me be a player in
Yeah.
these fantasy games that are more traditional D&D because it's honing up those skills that I don't always use. It helps
Mm.
me be more creative. So
Yeah.
um, so I've done a ton of combat sessions, and I love combat sessions. But actually, now that we're talking about it, now that I talk it through, I think I might be leaning a little bit more towards storytelling sessions, because it is something that I'm not used to as much. It is
Mm.
something that I feel like I can really connect with the other players at the table over more, and really help with those friendships because I only play with my friends mostly here
Yeah.
when we're at a table. And yeah, I think it's something that's a little bit different than those combat sessions, which I still
Yeah.
love. Yeah,
Yeah. Of course. Of course.
yeah,
Yeah. I would agree with you. Yeah. Story
yeah.
sessions all the way for me. Um,
Okay.
but then including story in combat, I think is great as well. I think that's
Yeah.
where you can
I
get that
mean,
in.
yeah.
But right,
All
let's
right.
roll again.
Next roll is an 11.
11. Classic one, legs 11. That's a good one in the UK. Whenever that goes up, you get a big wolf whistle from all the people playing. So legs 11. What do you find hardest about being a DM or GM?
Keeping track of everything, and that's why, and keeping track of everything, taking notes, and also prepping.
Yeah.
It's sort of I mean, I guess that is what a DM is, right? But I do try my best to lean on players to remember things. Um, although it would probably be great if I could make a video recap of every session that I had. I don't like you apparently do. One of my techniques for helping like ease the DM's burden here is to definitely ask the other players when we sit down at the table, "Hey, want to remind us what happened last session?" And
Yep.
it's surprising how often, even if I've taken notes, how often those are like filling in gaps that I didn't even realize were there in what
Yeah.
happened. So,
Absolutely.
that's definitely the toughest. But being a DM is probably the most rewarding position too, because you, you know, I think a good DM is on the player side. That doesn't mean they can't kill the players,
Yeah.
but you're still rooting for them, and you know what's behind this door and what's behind that door. And I'm always secretly hoping they're going this way, and I secretly hope they discover the monster's weakness and uncover the plan and all that stuff. So, although it might be the most challenging in general, I definitely love being a DM, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love seeing the players reacting to my my machinations and plans and all that stuff. So,
Yeah, absolutely. No, agree with that. So we're about halfway through. How you feeling,
all
Michael?
right,
Feeling good?
I'm gonna drink some more LaCroix. Shout out to Kiwi in the Discord server for Shadow Dark. He yeah, he'll get it. He'll get it.
He'll
Keep it
get
in
it. He'll
there.
get it.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Good.
All right.
Cool.
My next roll is in 78.
78 Heaven's Gate. Play by the rules or cheat? Question mark.
Man, I mean, I think playing by the rules, especially in the context of tabletop games, because it's even if you roll bad as a player or a DM, like those like bad rolls can open
Yeah.
up so many more storytelling possibilities and
Oh,
drama
definitely.
and tension. And
Yeah.
if you're a player and you just like succeed all the time, that kind of like loses its luster after a while, doesn't it? And if you're, this is sort of the same reason that I'm not really I don't too early here in the morning. I'm having a brain fart, but when you optimize your characters so much,
Yep.
where you're like, oh yeah, I need min max. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you're min maxing your character, I feel like you sort of lose something because I'm only gonna use this character in these situations where I want a character that is like a little bit better in those situations, but isn't afraid to get into the fray where
Yeah.
it might not be the most advantageous because when you are having -2 in charisma and you are able to convince someone that you need this important information or to buddy
Yeah.
up with you, it's more of an
Absolutely.
accomplishment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're the fun characters. They're the ones that
yeah,
I love. What was
yeah.
you had a character in your last video? Oh, I can't remember what it was called. It was from the Dunce Day thing.
The roustabout.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yes,
love
and
those
yeah,
sorts of
so
characters that are
yeah, and
not
yeah,
great
and
at everything.
yeah, and the roustabout is a great example of that. It's a character
Yeah,
that I wrote for the Arcane Library with Kelsey, who wrote Shadow Dark.
mm,
And one of the rules in Shadow Dark is you're usually rolling 3d6 down the line, but there's a little caveat in the rules. If none of your stats are at least a 14, you're allowed to re-roll them. So the
yeah,
concept there was if you don't roll a 14, what happens to all of those orphaned characters that you just
yeah,
discarded? So here's an everyday, sort of an everyday person that you're able to play,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's been really great. And it was really great to see the kind of you know reaction from the community, how
yeah,
people are into that. People are like, oh, I want to play this character, and
yeah. Loved
it
it.
was give me
Absolutely
it
loved it.
gave me the warm fuzzies inside. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Right, let's get a rolling. Let's get another
All
question.
right, 22.
22.
I feel like this is my like third or fourth double. Or
I think it is. I think
yeah.
you're right. Two little ducks. Okay, so what superpower would you like, and would you use it for good or evil?
Man, what superpower would I like, and would I use
Yeah,
it for good or evil? I mean, I think I could answer the second half first. I'd use it for good.
of
I would
course you
definitely
would.
whatever it is. I'm going to be a little mischief. I'm going to use it for mischief, but I'm
Yeah,
not going to use
okay.
it for evil.
I was going to say
Um,
evil's a bit much, isn't it?
yeah, like definitely mischief, and I teleportation. I think
Yeah.
even like a that the guy in the X-Men that can bounce around or Misty
So,
Step like.
so would you? Okay, so would it be sort of teleport to just where you can see, or would you be able to teleport to another country?
I mean, I would imagine as I'm beginning to discover my powers, it would
Yeah.
be across a room,
Okay. Sure. Sure.
But
Sure.
as I develop them and really focus them and hone my abilities, it would be across the street, and then it would be across the state, and then it would
Yeah.
be other places too. So
Brilliant.
it would take time, but I'd get there. We'd be doing this interview in person.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
superb.
Yeah.
Superb. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Right, we have 10 minutes left.
Right.
Get some
We'll
more
get the
questions
next
in.
roll going. 82.
Straight on through, 82. If you were in a band, what would you call it?
I'm I'm really afraid that what I'm about to say is going to somehow embarrass me when people on the internet Google it. But I had my own band when I was in my like late teens, early 20s called
Okay.
Michael and the G2s, and it was named after the pen because it's my. I don't know if you guys have Pilot G2 pens in the UK, but they're the best gel pen there is out there. They write really smooth,
I think
and
yeah.
I still use them to this day.
You
So
still use them.
that was what my shitty band was called. So
So, so what kind of music was your was Michael and the G2s?
uh, not good music, whatever.
I mean, surely
It was
that's
it
subjective.
was it was mostly me doing a Mountain Goats impression, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
For all you in internet world out there, you know what to Google after this after this interview. Brilliant.
Uh,
Excellent. Cool.
all
Next
right, we
question.
got 19.
Okay. Yeah. Goodbye, teens. 19. What is your pre-session routine? So I think when I asked this before, it would be your just before a session. So rather than proper prep side of things, like your, a few hours before or something.
Yeah, are we talking as a DM or as a player?
We'll go DM.
Yeah, as a DM, at this point, I've already prepped everything.
Yeah.
I lug around my laptop because I like to keep my notes that way. Um, and I think my pre-session routine is to just settle in with my buddies, and before we ever get to playing, there's always catch up. Like
Yeah.
how's the new job search going? Like what's going on with you? Like, and I think that is like really great for getting in the getting in the headspace to play is really connect with my buddies and
Yeah.
sometimes if you end up going for conflicts that happen in life, maybe you haven't seen them for 3 weeks and we spend the first 45 minutes or an hour just chatting and catching up before we actually dig into things. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's a big part of my routine is just having a catch up.
Having that hello, how are you? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, do exactly the same. Right. Next question.
All right. We've got a 24.
24. Care to guess what the bingo call is?
24 ages of yore.
No, that would be so much better. Oh my word, that would be so much better. It is 24. It's another dozen. Another
If
dozen.
it doesn't rhyme, what's the point?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. This question. If you knew you could get away with a crime, what would it be and how would you do it?
This question presupposes that I'm not currently getting away with any crimes,
It
which
does, yeah.
which I might be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, I would
But if you are, maybe don't confess it on the internet.
yeah. I mean, I think there's got to be some sort of office space style financial crime where I just have enough money to be able to spend all of my time working on D&D stuff and
This,
traveling
yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
this. I think that's
yeah.
it. The unlimited money cheat code crime, whatever that might
Yeah.
be.
Oh, yeah, I'm on board with that. Well,
Yeah.
maybe we can help each other out if we ever discover that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
Right.
91. Did I already roll that one?
Did
Or
you
is
already
that,
roll
I'm
that
making
one?
it up?
No.
Okay.
91. Okay, so are you a hand-drawn maps on a game board kind of guy, or are you more purpose-built diorama person? So, okay, so are you more like sort of just get it down on a battle map, or do you prefer like 3D terrain and that sort of stuff?
You know, if I'm playing in my DM, I have two games that I play in every week. One of them I DM for, and one of them I play in.
Yeah,
And the DM for the game I play in does do the terrain, the
yeah,
miniatures. It's always so impressive, and I got to give them credit for it because it's awesome. But when I'm doing it, I actually recently bought these like sort of battle mats on Etsy. There was like five of them that have this cover that you can doodle on. So, I'm just usually drawing on boxes on a battle map and saying like,
yeah,
oh yeah, the chest is over here, and yeah, there's a door over here, and these sizes are like kind of okay. But honestly, most of the time though, I'm running theater to the mind, so it's kind
yeah.
of neither. So
Neither? No, yeah, I was gonna
yeah,
I was gonna go in with okay, yeah, maybe theatre of the mind
yeah.
then. Should have put that caveat in there, but yes, no, I prefer just a bit of battle mat, and just there you go. That's what you get.
Yeah.
This happened in our last session where I drew something on there, and they were like, "What's that?" And I was like, "It's a skinned rug, like an animal skin rug." It was just a blob with some eyes. Theatre of mind. There you go. Okay, let's get another question. Let's do it.
All right, 98.
98.
Rolling high.
You are rolling high.
Rolling high.
What is the most comfortable item of clothing that you own?
You know, when I get home from like a day being out or whatever, my partner and I, we always change into our comfy clothes, is what we call them, and it's the pair of shorts that I'm wearing right now that are just, you know, basketball athletic shorts that I just lounge around in and probably wash a little too infrequently. So,
active wear seems to be quite comfortable, and I'm never active in it ever. So thanks to all the gym companies out there for making comfortable stuff that I can just
there we go.
laze about in. Cool, we've got 3 minutes left.
We can do one more, I bet. This is an 84.
Any guesses on the bingo call for 84?
I'm terrible at math. Is 84 divisible by 12? Because
it's 7 dozen.
7 dozen.
7 dozen, yeah. Okay. What's the worst animal to be eaten by?
It's got to be some sort of insects that just swarm you and eat you, like all like, you know, in tiny bites. I think so. I'd rather be eaten by, if I had to be eaten by any animal, I mean, obviously it's a T-Rex. Come on, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Sure.
Especially because that's like 2 chomps max, right?
Yeah. Done.
I just don't want the bugs just like swarming all over me, crawling into my mouth and eyes and ears, and eating me from within a little bit that way. That'd be rough.
That's brutal. Yeah. Okay. We've got one more roll, I reckon. Maybe even 2. Who knows?
All right. Well, I just dropped one of my dice. So I'm glad I brought the backup pair. 5.
5.
This is a low rolling dice, apparently.
Low rolling now, yeah, for the last couple. 5. What would be on your wild magic casting list?
I'm gonna be honest here, Dan. Have never played a wild magic caster in 5e, and I mean, honestly, I actually haven't played 5e in like 9 months, which is kind of crazy. And that doesn't mean I'm never going to play it again or that I dislike it. Not. But I've just been playing other systems out. I've been playing so much Shadowdark, which I've been loving. But you know, I've never actually. I don't know a wild magic casting list. What it is, like I know, like it's crazy shit that happens when you cast. I would love though. You know, maybe since I also love being a little bit meta when I'm DMing or when I'm playing. And I just love things that don't make sense, and I think that's a lot of what wild magic kind of encapsulates. There would be some sort of there might be some sort of like random real world thing that gets pulled into the game, or a laser gun or something like that. That doesn't make any sense, but is like then brought into the game because wild magic is just crazy. Who knows?
It's wild, and it's magic. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. We have 50 seconds left. Let's get one more question in.
Okay. Wow. 90.
Top of the shop, 90 for your bingo call. Have you ever borrowed something and never given it back?
Absolutely. And I was so glad to go to the library a few years ago after I hadn't been in years because I lost a library book. At least I'm pretty sure I lost a library book. And I was like, I'm going to get dinged for this. And it never came up. So I think either I returned the library book and I just forgot about it, or someone found a library book that I had left somewhere and did me the solid of returning it for me. So I think the latter is what happened.
You got away with it, though. Yeah. Whatever happened, you got away with it. Brilliant. Right. That is our time up, Michael. That was good. I loved that.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Thanks, man.
I hope you enjoyed it. So we do have one bonus question. So
Great.
I will ask one bonus question. And that's what have you got going on at the moment? What are you up to?
What don't I have going on, Dan? Well, I'm working on a zine for Shadowdark called, I brought a visual aid, Attack the Light.
Excellent.
this is like a bonus issue that me and my buddies came up with that we've been handing out for free at GaryCon, and I'm going to have copies of at Gen Con as well. Um, it's just us making little adventures for Shadow Dark because we really love the system
Yeah.
and have been playing a ton of it. If you want a copy of that, you or the people out there, if you go to my website nightnoon.games and you sign up for my mailing list, I'll send you a free copy of that, and then I'll also inform you when the Kickstarter goes live later this year. I think you also know that I've been working with Kelsey at the Arcane Library in some of my free time, helping free up some of her time so she can work on more adventures that are coming up. And I'm not at liberty to say totally what's next in the pipeline, but I can tell you that there's some exciting stuff that's coming out in surprisingly soon for Shadow Dark, I would say.
Okay, cool.
She's been a great person to work with, and of course that's on top of the board that I'm on. I'm on a nonprofit board, and I'm in this like leadership program with my city, and my life has been my life has been nuts the last 9 months. So I got a lot of stuff going on.
You're a
Yeah,
busy guy.
yeah, I'm a busy
Love
guy.
it.
So
Well,
yeah. Hey
thank
Dan,
you.
what's going on with you? No one ever asks you these questions.
No one ever asks. I know. It's sad. But yes, no, just trying to grow the channel, trying to keep it funny, trying to keep it light, trying to shine as much light on other creators who can, bring something to the table. Like we said earlier, or like you were saying about the YouTube channels earlier. I think that's the ultimate goal. Just get the names out there and having a great time while doing it.
Yeah. Well, I love the channel. I think that you've really got a unique formula for your videos and a unique presentation style that, in my mind, at least, separates you from everyone else.
I
So
mean,
hopefully it resonates with people.
I can't take the credit. It's mainly Tui. I'll be completely
Yeah.
honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just the face and the voice. But hey, there you go. That's all right. I'll take all the money and the fame, and he'll get nothing. So, Michael, an absolute pleasure speaking with you today. It was really, really good. But yeah, have a great time, and I will see you later.
Thanks so much, Dan.